Are you noticing a decline in empathy too? I'm not sure if I'm noticing a decline in empathy, but I am noticing that people seem to be more wrapped up in their own lives and problems. It's hard to say if this is due to a decline in empathy or just the way society is nowadays. Not sure if it's different from prior to the pandemic, but the number of people not considerate of others has never been slight, unfortunately. Quite a bit. Here is an interesting article from the American Psychological Association. I've noticed the change as well more after COVID. Also, when the holidays are around, it's pretty bad as well. Yes, it is the inevitable outcome of a society based on division. Our media, our politics, our entertainment, who we work for, what states we live in, where we go to school. All these things are now viewed not as communal activities, but as things either we do, and thus are good, or they do, and thus are evil. It is training us to view people we disagree with as non-human. And you don't have empathy for non-humans. I try to use cycling and walking to get around as much as possible, and I've definitely noticed this. It's getting kind of scary, especially the way the guys driving big trucks are acting these days. Yep, and the war in my country is not helping at all. No, I'm just noticing that people are pretending to be empathetic less. Many people have always been rotten at heart. You just didn't get to see it in public until the internet made their behaviors public. Narcissists looking for their supply and special interests wanting to divide us into us and them became the loudest voices in the town squares online. The behavior was absorbed subconsciously by the general public through a social osmosis emo. We are now a people who know everything suck, know what's causing it and where it's going to go if it's not stopped, but all we want is that sweet drama. You wouldn't believe the lengths I see people go to for a schadenfreude fix. Routinely. The lie they tell or turn a blind eye to. The risks they take over things they know don't make sense because they planned it that way. We are definitely a worse people and we all know it. It's far worse. Disregard for one's humanity is far too frequent. I'm very sensitive and observant to this. Today was a very rude day, but a couple people made up for it with very small gestures. I actively make my way through the world as politely and kindly as possible to help balance this. Be the change you want to see. It often only takes a few kind words to change people's day. Society is becoming more individual-oriented than community-oriented, so in a way it removed comradeship and promotes every man for himself culture, and in scores ways there is still some of tribalism. So to not that empathy is reducing. It's that we are more concerned for ourselves than others. Myself included. And it's not like I don't care, but I try to pick my crusades and focus on those. Yes, everyone is looking at a device. Maybe it doesn't explain it. And maybe it's always been like this. But I feel like a lot of people think they're a lot better than they are, while just being generally pretty awful. It's like the imagine of being good is a lot more important than actually being good, which can probably be attributed to social media. It's not the pandemic, it's social engineering via social media. Every self-help thing you read says to embrace self-love, so maybe everyone's doing that and forgetting about others. Perhaps. I have noticed that people, typically on social media, are claiming to be emphatic more. And for the people I know personally, it seems that there is correlation in claiming to have empathy and displaying a disregard for others in their day-to-day lives. Maybe it's not that people are showing less empathy, Maybe empathy just gets talked about more, making its absence more obvious.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.